Stuck on you. Got this feeling down deep in my soul, man, I just can't.
If you think you know Lionel Richie, the legendary singer, songwriter, and producer whose voice defined generations, then think again. At 74, after decades of superstardom, unforgettable hits, and a seemingly glamorous life, Lionel has just made a confession that left fans stunned. What he revealed about love, heartbreak, and second chances is something no one expected, and it changes the way we see him forever. So what is Lionel Richie hiding behind the spotlight? Stay with me, because the truth is even more dramatic than the songs he's famous for. Lionel Richie, the legend behind the love songs. For over 40 years, Lionel Richie has given us timeless ballads: Hello, Truly, Endless Love, Say You, Say Me. Songs that shaped weddings, breakups, and every emotion in between. From his early days with the Commodores to his solo career that sold nearly 100 million albums worldwide, Lionel became one of the most beloved voices in music history. But here's the twist. While he was writing love songs that made millions believe in romance, his own love life was anything but picture perfect. And that's where this story takes a shocking turn. The first marriage, from college sweethearts to chaos. Back in 1974, Lionel Richie married his college sweetheart, Brenda Harvey. On the outside, it was a fairy tale. College friends who built a life together, eventually adopting a little girl who would grow up to become Nicole Richie. To the world, they were a beautiful family. But behind closed doors, things weren't so perfect. Lionel's affair with dancer Diane Alexander blew everything apart. And when Brenda discovered the betrayal in the most dramatic way possible, the story became tabloid legend. Police reports, public fights, even Brenda's arrest. It was a love triangle that spiraled out of control. And yet, that was only the beginning of Lionel's roller coaster romances. The second marriage, passion meets pain. Lionel eventually married Diane Alexander, the very woman who came between him and Brenda. Their relationship seemed unstoppable. They had 2 children together, Miles and Sophia Richie, and built a glamorous life. But behind the mansions and million-dollar lifestyle, cracks appeared once again. By 2004, the marriage ended in divorce. Diane demanded an eye-watering $300,000 a month in support, proof that sometimes love costs more than anyone bargained for. So after 2 failed marriages, a string of rumored romances, and years of heartbreak, could Lionel ever find the love he'd been singing about his whole life? A new chapter. Lionel Richie finds unexpected love. In 2014, when Lionel least expected it, love found him again. At a dinner party in Los Angeles, he met Lisa Parigi, a stunning Swiss-born entrepreneur nearly 40 years his junior. The connection was instant, and unlike anything he'd felt before. Their first conversation lasted all night. Their bond only grew stronger. And suddenly, Lionel, the eternal hopeless romantic, felt safe again. Lisa wasn't just beautiful, she was brilliant. She had built her own skincare and lifestyle empire and had a life independent of Lionel's fame. Yet she embraced his world fully, becoming close with his children and standing by him at major milestones, from the Kennedy Center honors to meeting Pope Francis at the Vatican. It was clear, this time Lionel had found something real. But if you think his story ends there, just wait, because there's more to uncover. The dark struggles behind the spotlight. Even as Lionel smiled on stage, privately he faced some of his darkest battles. A mysterious throat condition nearly robbed him of his voice, the very gift that made him who he is. He endured 4 surgeries, terrified each time that he might never sing again. On top of that, he suffered the devastating loss of his father while enduring a messy divorce. At one point, he admitted he came dangerously close to a nervous breakdown. And yet, in the middle of that darkness, a stranger in Jamaica gave him words he never forgot. "You must survive, because you are our beacon of hope." Those words pushed Lionel to keep going, not just for himself, but for millions who saw him as proof that dreams could come true. The legacy that matters most. For all his awards, Grammys, and global fame, Lionel Richie says his greatest legacy isn't his music, it's his children. Nicole Richie overcame public struggles and reinvented herself as a fashion icon, wife, mother, and philanthropist. Miles Richie carved his own path in the modeling world, determined to step out of his father's shadow. And Sophia Richie, she blossomed into one of fashion's biggest names, recently marrying music executive Elliot Grange in a fairy tale wedding that captured headlines worldwide. Lionel has supported them through it all, with tough love, humor, and the wisdom of a man who's seen both the highs and lows of life. And now, as a grandfather, he says his role is even sweeter. The confession that shocked everyone. So, what did Lionel Richie finally confess? That even after decades of heartbreak, betrayal, and pain, he is still, at his core, a hopeless romantic. Despite everything, he still believes in love. And with Lisa Parigi by his side, he feels he's finally living the love story he always sang about, but never truly had. And maybe that's the real lesson from Lionel Richie. You can go through heartbreak after heartbreak, but if you don't give up, love might still surprise you when you least expect it. Lionel Richie has given the world music that will outlive us all. But behind the fame is a man who's proven that love, just like a timeless ballad, is about finding the courage to keep believing, even when the melody breaks. So, what do you think? Has Lionel finally found the love of his life? Or do you think history might repeat itself again? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And if you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. There are so many more unbelievable celebrity stories you don't want to miss.